Bismillah, walhamdulillah, wa la ilaha illallah, wallahu akbar. Today we want to continue again with chapter 25, and we stopped at verse number 43. Verse number 43 is very important because it emphasizes the fact that why people go astray, why people don't believe in the message of Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. Until now, this message being 1400 years ago. Okay, now Islam and the Quran is all over. I mean, it's not something new. But what is the barrier? Why people don't go search? If they're really seeking and looking for the truth and looking if there is a creator for this universe, if there is a messenger he sent, why people don't do the search? Again, it is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said it in his very comprehensive word. أرأيت من اتخذ إلهه هواه. The people take their desires, their ego, their inclinations as their God. What does that mean? That they obeyed these desires. The self, whatever the self telling you, which is basically fueled also by the devil. Oh, today you deserve a big party. You deserve to go to the nightclub. Today you deserve to drink. Today you deserve to watch. Today you deserve to show your beauty and dress. Whatever you want. You know, nowadays, you walk in the streets, you see images, you see things you never saw years ago. You see people acting behavior you never saw years ago. Now, people have no shame. There's no shame. I do whatever I want. I do whatever I feel like. That's here ilahahu hawa. That's here his God become himself. I do whatever I feel like. Disrespect became the norm everywhere. Young boy disrespect his father, his mother. He listened to his friends. Oh, let's smoke. Here you go. Let's do this, let's do this, let's do this. And his father or mother becomes his enemy. We are in a time where everybody does whatever he feels like. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in the next verse, He will explain that people who stop using their brain, which you call the aql. In Arabic, aql means something to restrain you. It's like basically the rope. That's called iqal, which is something, the rope, which is they tie the camel or tie the horse, because restrict him from moving, from going in the wrong direction. And that is exactly what it is. Stop using our brain and give it and then at the end of the day, each person regret what he have chose. You see, people who, I'm trapped in a different body. I'm supposed to be a male, but unfortunately I'm trapped in a female body. Oh, let me go and do sex change. I feel like. You go against the nature of your body. Hormones, psychological destruction. Because hormones is what our whole body is managed by hormones. Once you do this equilibrium, you stop the equilibrium, you process, you change things around, that's where It's all chemistry going on inside your body. It's chemical reactions. That's how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have made the body. Once you stop that equilibrium, once you stop that action, destruction. You see people committing suicide, the people who have committing acts of violence. You see people committing acts of all kinds of sort of things. So our Allah subhanahu what we want to take out of here is you don't do what you feel like or what you think it's right. No, there is a creator who have sent down the rules, the regulations, the commandments, the guidelines, which each one of us need to follow. Yes, a lot of times there will be urges, inclinations, thoughts, whims, things like that coming to any person's mind. Because the devil is not going to leave you alone until you die. But with the remembrance, with being a person who use his brain, think about what I'm going to do is really okay or it's not okay. Allah, God will be happy or I'm only doing it for myself. And remember, one of the things the devil all the time comes and to tell the person to do. Most of the people who tried, for example, do extra relation outside of marriage, for example, the devil tell them, oh, you'll be happy with that person. You know, you'll do, this person treat you nice than your husband or the other way around. This lady treats you nice, sir, than your wife. The devil started. Yourself, yeah, let me do what I feel. And then the people at the urge of the matter, the start of the matter, and then after this, you regret it later on. There is nothing better than being obedient and stop. When thoughts comes, you start to stop it by what? By analyzing, by thinking, by saying the creator will not like me. Because remember, again, everything is controlled by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, by God. So imagine you are in a workplace, you are a worker working for somebody. This owner of the place you work, he sees you from the cameras. He sees your reaction. If you are working and treating customer rude, you stealing from the workplace, you feel like, oh, you want to take something from the store, you take it and you put it in your pocket. Today you feel like you want to treat this co-worker bad, you curse him or you curse her. You do whatever you feel like. What's going to happen? 1 week, 2 weeks, you're fired. On the other hand, if you do everything the owner of the store told you to do, what's going to happen? It'll make you happy. Money-wise, bonus-wise, you tell him, I need help, he'll get you more help. That's what Allah is. Once you obey Allah, once you follow what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asks us to do, happiness, peace, and even You, even if you see disasters happen in front of you, you're still going to be content, strong, because you know that your relation with your Lord who controls everything is good. And He'll protect you. He'll make the best for you. That's basically what it is. This is basically what Islam is. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says to the Prophet Muhammad, do you think that they hear? They listen? No, no, no. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said no. They don't hear or listen. Because if they hear or listen, they want to save themselves. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tell them, do you think they have a brain to think with? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said no. Why? Because the rejection to the message of Muhammad alayhi salam, Allah didn't make Muhammad alayhi salam rich. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make Muhammad alayhi salam in his tribe a weak man. Maybe he has his uncle. He was the one who supporting him. But he had no father, he had no mother, he had no money. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants whoever believe in Muhammad alayhi salam and his message to go on only for the content. Only for the content of that message. Not because of the character, of the money, of the relations, of the connections, of what he's getting back. And remember, if we read the seerah or the history, you see all these people who went to Islam and entered Islam because they want something like money, like booty, war spoils or things like that. It wasn't good for them at the end. And a lot of them were either left Islam, a lot of them, so many things happened because the reason wasn't for Allah and His messenger and the content of that message. That's why. That's why the rejections from the disbelievers, and up till this time, the rejections of the whole world to Islam is because, forget about terrorism, forget about all these people, they're blood cheddar, they're barbaric, this is all excuses. The main thing is humans don't like somebody to tell them what to do. At the end of the day, you want to live your life, you think you know it all. And that's the problem. You go in a workplace, you hear the manager is telling you, oh, do this, you're arguing back and forth. Oh, I feel this is the right way. I feel this is I need to do it this way. No. And again, this is the problem. Is because the religion of Islam is a religion of discipline. Is Allah wants you as an individual, as a community, as a nation, to come out with a product. Inni ja'ilum fil ard khalifa. Indeed, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in chapter number 2, I'm sending down a successor of me on earth. So we are supposed to be as a whole successors of Allah. Means the attributes of justice, attributes of love, attributes of discipline, attributes of belief should be fulfilled and planted on earth. Failing to do so, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in verse number 44, إِنْهُمْ كَالْأَنْعَامِ, indeed they are like animals, cattle, cows, camels, sheep. That's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. أَوْ بَلْ هُمْ أَضَلُّ سَبِيلًا, even they are worse than animals. Why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He said worse than animals? Animals don't harm nobody. Animals, they don't have freedom of choice. They don't have the free will. So they do the innate, the things which they programmed to do. Food, sleep, drink, eat, so on and so forth. They don't transgress. They don't get a gun and kill 10, 15 people. They don't do nuclear weapons. They don't have the ability for complex thinking. Animals don't have that. But the human does. And instead of using that intellect in the obedience and fulfilling the commandments of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, of the Lord of the heaven and earth, he's using it for the destruction of himself and his society and his community and the whole world and the world as a whole. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم.